Tonight at 2001, and we're here at the Wood Lake Nature Center for Karen's book signing party. Book signing party. Okay, and here's Karen and
this is Karen.
Yes, and Heidi.
She's one of the talent. I just fake them out.
Heidi's the illustrator. The name of the book.
I might do that again after the scout.
Who's in charge of the names?
Did you find anybody?
Whoops. How are you, Lois? Hello, Alan.
Hi.
There's Dave Rosenbaum. And Joyce Rosenbaum.
Well, and they shouldn't have been in there.
Hi.
Do we have second century perspective? Yep, there is.
John, you're out of my way, John. John, you're in my way.
Do you know? Can you tell them apart? Can you tell them apart?
He's a boy. She's a well.
I was always thinking quartet is wonderful, and he said, "Oh, he went."
Yeah, take a picture with my kid. My dad's in charge of the fire. And
There's a lot of people in the other room. They should.
My name, no, I'm sure she's sure.
What's this? Is that you? Oh, thank you.
At 3:30, she'll be going.
A sick bed for this, huh, Marcy? I thought you were sick. You don't look sick to me. Hello, Bill. You found it.
Happy smile. Look at that kid. I love those names.
Who's that little girl there? Who's that? Look, what's your teeth?
Oh, wow, you know what? I bet she spit on it. You sit on her. I don't eat it. But I've really been getting
You have to tell me who you are.
I'd rather see my hand. New York.
Who's taller?
I am 5. Yeah. Am I about to This taller than you, like that.
There's a little bit better.
Good. Who's taller, Jacqueline?
I went to this Will Smith refuge, and there was just one. I looked up and went like,
This is a movie camera. You can walk. You can talk. You can walk.
And hi, I'm from John. He took care of my dad last year. Yes.
Steve Grinnell. John, nice to meet you.
You got a baby in there?
There's a little baby. Big yawn coming.
Hi.
Are we famous now? Is anybody going to ask for our autograph? Little Jackie Murray. All got it.
No, it's fine. Our next round of people are coming. Raise your hand, Heidi. There's your Heidi Schwaber. Give her a hand. And in my eco-yenta way, people said, where'd you get the quartet? I said, oh, that's easy. Bill's her husband. So, Bill, will you introduce the people who played so nicely for us tonight?
I'm the second one with this quartet. This is Harry Markley, the first violinist. Blanche Krubacek, who's our viola player, who otherwise plays things like tubas and bagpipes, but not with this quartet.
wouldn't be no Solstice tree without him. Give him a big hand. You can see he's a John that I dedicate the book to, John Armstrong. Thank you so much. We have a Solstice tree at home, and that's where it came from. To Vicki, who introduced me to Heidi, or I wouldn't have had an illustrator, so I thank you for that. And to Leanne Landstrom, who is my next co-author, stand up, who one day at a Jane Goodall lecture said, here, and she gave me a catalog of Prometheus books. And I want to give a hand to Prometheus Books for doing such a good job with publishing. So, I haven't introduced Marie St. Clair. Oh, you've done that yet. That's so cool. What is it, Matheno? Is this a performing name, or is this like, is it okay? St. Clair's okay? Okay. Friend, neighbor, and wonderful actress, Vicki Keck, a professional storyteller, and John, who is a really, really good, talented person who worked for Vicki a while ago as Hector Holatabula and a whole lot of other characters. And they're going to perform the book. I have no idea what they've been doing. I gave them poetic license to change some of the characters, so they're going to do a reading of the book, just in case you're too lazy to read it. So. Anyway, thanks to my mom and dad, too, the guys who's filming over there, because they told me when I was in 3rd grade I could write a book, so thank you so much.
It was Jenny's first December at home that she could ever remember. Her parents' work as archaeologists usually meant that Jenny spent the holiday season in some faraway part of the world. Making trips to dig out old city walls and temples during December was her parents' way of avoiding the holidays. Born into 2 different religions, they had long ago decided not to be a part of any religion. This year they had an important meeting in town, which meant that Jenny was home to see all the celebrations of Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. On clear, crisp nights, you could see the starry winter sky from the living room picture window in the house where Jenny lived with her mom and dad. As she knelt on the sofa and stared out of the window, Jenny could see at least 5 houses and even more in the distance. They didn't look especially interesting during the day, but at night they were all dressed up in dazzling colors of blue, green, and red lights that glistened in reflections of freshly fallen snow. Big evergreen trees, all aglow in tinsel and colorful ornaments, decorated many frosted picture windows. One house had a big blue and white Hanukkah menorah with orange bulbs that dressed up its windowsill. Jenny loved looking at the pretty decorations. They made the dark winter nights seem so cheery. She really liked the blinking lights and the way some of her neighbors wrapped tree limbs and shrubs in white lights. In her house, there were holiday cards on the closet door and a dinner table centerpiece of pine boughs and gold-colored candles. But her family had no pretty blinking lights, no ornament-covered Christmas tree or electric Hanukkah menorah. Jenny was sure that hers had to be the ugliest house on the whole block. All the kids at school talked about decorating their trees or lighting their menorah candles, but Jenny felt left out of the holiday celebration talk.
What do you do for Christmas, Jenny?
Most of the time we're not at home in December. We're usually out of town.
As she knelt on the sofa, Jenny must have had a sad look in her eyes because her mother sat down beside her. Hey, you, why the long face?
How come we don't decorate our house with lights and stuff like our neighbors? Just look at how pretty their houses are.
Mom hugged her and sighed. We don't put up lights for Christmas because it's not a holiday we celebrate. And we don't put up a Hanukkah menorah because we don't celebrate that holiday either. We just try to take the wonderful things and special feelings we all seem to have this time of year and celebrate them.
But why can't we just put up lights because they're pretty and so that we can look like the other houses?
Oh, honey, I wish it were that simple. But the lights do mean something. Even though what we see on television and in department stores might have us believe that Christmas is a holiday that everyone in our country believes to be an important day, it really is a religious holiday celebrated by those who are Christians. That's where the name comes from. They are celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, who they believe is the Son of God. Each holiday has a meaning behind it. Hanukkah is celebrated by Jewish people and has been a special holiday for over 1,000 years. They believe that a long time ago their God saved them from being destroyed by their enemies. Kwanzaa is a modern celebration. With symbols and candle lighting, African Americans concentrate on 7 principles that are about building strong families and pride in their culture.
But aren't the holidays just about being good to each other and trying to be happy? And don't we believe in all the same good things that the other people on our block believe?
Well, of course we believe many of the same things our neighbors with the pretty lights believe, Jenny. We have good neighbors, and we share the way we love our children and how we want this to be a safe and healthy place for our families to live. But our country is all about being free to believe or not believe in any religion, as long as what we say and do doesn't hurt anybody else. Your father and I don't believe in a God that created the world and whose job it is to tell us how to live our lives. We think that we can be very good people and know what is right to do and not do without having to follow rules that some people believe were written down long ago by their God or by important people in their religion. Does any of this make sense to you, honey? I know it's not easy to understand.
I think I get it.
Good. We can talk more about this later, but right now, bedtime. You've got school tomorrow. Jenny didn't sleep very well. She tossed and turned all night. She understood what her mother was saying, but it was just that, well, everyone was having so much fun with their holiday parties, plays, and caroling that it seemed to Jenny that there should be some way that her family could be a part of it all without really belonging to a religion. As Jenny drifted off to sleep, she hoped that she could think of a way to have a celebration that was their very own. But when she woke up the next morning, she was disappointed that no ideas had come to her while she was sleeping. That day at school, Jenny went to see her reading teacher. Jenny was usually a very eager student, but today she was distracted by her problem.
You don't seem to be yourself today, Jenny. Is anything wrong?
I'm sorry, Mr. Montgomery. I was just trying to think up a new holiday celebration.
If I may ask, what's wrong with the ones we already have?
Oh, nothing, but my parents don't celebrate anything religious, and in December we have the ugliest house on the block because we don't get to put up pretty lights or anything.
I see. Is there anything else that bothers you?
Well, yeah. I feel left out of all the fun that everybody's having.
Well, I think it's not too surprising for a young girl like you to want to be a part of the fun your friends are having. It's good that you are trying to find an answer that will make both you and your parents happy. You're a very special girl, Jenny. Do you know about the winter solstice?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know what it means.
It's the time of year on December 21st when the northern half of our planet is turned the farthest away from the sun. Many of the winter holidays like Protestant and Catholic Christmas, Jewish Hanukkah, and African American Kwanzaa celebrations often happen around the same time as the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. Before these holidays were celebrated, there were many solstice celebrations in countries all over the northern half of the earth. Candle lighting was a part of the celebration to help bring back the sun in the days when they didn't know about the way the earth tilts in its orbit around the sun. They believed that lighting the candles would actually help bring back the sun, since they did not fully understand that this was a part of the yearly journey of the Earth's orbit. They didn't know as much about the planets and how they moved around the sun as we do today. Remember when we talked about that when your class was learning about what's in outer space? I imagine that these festivals were a great way to cheer people up when nature was at its gloomiest.
So, this is something anyone can do?
Well, I would think so. Here's a book full of solstice stories. You're welcome to check it out and bring it back to me next week.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Montgomery. You're the best.
She hugged her teacher and rushed out the door with the book under her arm. Jenny couldn't keep her nose out of the winter solstice book. From what she could tell, the winter solstice comes once a year to this part of the world, whether we celebrate it or not. It is something that people can celebrate if they want to, and it is part of the way nature works. She learned that it is a way of marking time, just like spring is the time for planting and fall is the time for harvesting. She also learned that there are a few very old stone buildings that were built long ago as places to celebrate the winter solstice. Winter solstice stories told of people living long ago who thought of the sun as a god and made offerings to it to return and make the days longer so they could plant their crops.
They really needed a festival of lights.
That night at the supper table, Jenny interrupted as her parents were talking about grown stuff.
What do we believe in?
What do you mean, Jenny? And next time, please don't interrupt.
I'm sorry, Daddy, but you told me we don't believe in a God and we don't go to church or anything, so what or who do we believe in?
Jenny's parents looked at each other in that funny, grown-up sort of way.
Of course we have beliefs, Jenny. Beliefs, even strong ones, don't have to come from a holy book or be told you in a church or a temple. You can believe in things just because they are important if you want to be a good person. You know how every year we help serve food to the homeless? That's because we believe in sharing what we have with others. And remember...
Hold on a second. Sorry, Daddy, I didn't say excuse me, but I want to write these things down.
Jenny ran to get a piece of paper. She couldn't write too well, but her printing was pretty good. With paper and pencil in hand, she looked up at her father.
Okay, I'm ready, but don't go too fast.
Remember those neighborhood meetings we had in our living room about saving the trees in Medford Park from road construction? That's because we believe in protecting nature.
We recycle and try to buy used things instead of new ones because we believe in doing our part to help the environment. Each year we work on your school's fundraiser because we believe in helping our schools. We send money to all kinds of helpful groups that try to make the world a better place for everyone. We attend concerts and belong to museums because we believe that music and art make life wonderful.
And we do all these good things without believing in a God?
Well, of course
Yes,
we
Jenny.
do, dear.
But I still don't get it. Don't our neighbors, who have all the pretty holiday lights, believe in all these good things too? And I mean, the Nelsons are always giving their old clothing and stuff to the poor, and Mrs. Kilborn is always collecting money from people on our block for good causes. Why should it matter that they believe that their God wants them to do all these good things this time of year, as long as we're all just doing the same good things?
Well, some people believe that how they live is taught to them by their God, but we believe that having a good heart and living to help others can be learned and taught by one person showing another who shows another, and so on.
But I still don't understand why I have to feel so different from my friends and our neighbors when it just seems like we all just want the world to be a better place. I don't like being different.
That's a very good question, honey. Many people pay more attention to who tells them to do good deeds rather than making sure they do what they should. We're often told by people who believe in a God that only religious people can do good things, and that just isn't so. We believe that what really counts is how we live our lives year-round. Lots of people feel they need a father who they often picture in a place far above them called heaven, and he looks down on them to make sure they behave themselves. What they don't understand about our way of thinking is that they can just do good things because they are the right things to do. They can make people happy just by trying, and not because they are afraid that their God will punish them if they don't do what he says. Also, some people think that this God wants them to celebrate holidays in one way, and others think that God wants them to celebrate in another way. When they don't agree, a lot of trouble can happen. Your mother and I think all of this is important to know about, but we certainly didn't want you to feel bad because of it.
I think I understand. But how can things meant to turn out so good turn out to be so bad?
Religious celebrations do have good thoughts behind them, Jenny, but too often the arguments about who has the right idea of God and what he wants us to do gets in the way of doing